Good morning all of you. So today as a practice video we are going to start the class 10 chapter light, reflection and refractions. Today date is 16 or what? 16 April 04 22. Topic is light, reflection and diffraction. Okay, so what is a light? First of all, it is very important to understand our topic. Reflection is light. So reflection, refraction, scattering, absorbing, these things is happen when the light is fall on any surface. Suppose a light is incident on any mirror at any point of incidence, and it is the normal which is perpendicular to the surface. Okay, when a light is incident at a point of incident, so same time the reflection is occurred, some light is absorbed by the surface and some light is going in another medium. So what we are going to study here, only reflection. So before that you have to understand light is the form of energy which is moving Q is equal to h nu according to quantum theory. So there is other property also, but we study here limited topic of light and going to the next topic, that is reflection. So what is reflection? When a white light incident any mirror, so it's at a point of incident at some angle, it reflected back in the same medium. So the light which is incident is also incident light and the ray is incident ray, and the reflected light is represented by reflected ray. Okay, and the angle between the normal and incident ray is angle I, and angle between normal and reflected ray is a angle R, angle of reflection. So what we are going to study first, how we define reflection. So just simple, the bouncing back of the light in the same medium is called a reflections. Or reflected, according to the name reflection, it is reflected back in the same medium is called reflection. So if you want to define the reflection of light, how can you define? Just in a simple word, reflection, bouncing back of light in a same medium is called reflection. Reflection. We saw so many examples in our daily life. Also, reflection are two types: regular reflections and diffuse reflections. Regular reflections are those reflections which is occurred on the surface which is plain and shiny surfaces. Diffuse, whenever the surface is rough, that's why we call the diffuse reflections. So if the all objects which is shiny and smooth, polished like a mirror, lenses, mirror only, so by which the light is reflected and bouncing back in the same medium on a shining surface is called the regular reflections also. So we can write reflection of everything. So for example, we have to write reflected by medium, mirror, the best example of a reflections. Okay. For better understanding, we have to understand the law of reflection, which explains accurate coordinate of the reflections. So what is the law of reflection? Law of reflection is very easy, which you studied in earlier classes. Law of refractions, laws of reflection. So what is the law of reflection? Most of the boys and students, you already know about it. So first, in some books it is written first, in some books it is written second. So if incident ray, reflected ray, normal all lie in a same plane at a point of incident, it is the first law of reflection. Second, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection is called second law of reflection. So we can write also this angle, but incident ray, reflected ray, and normal all lie in a same plane at point of incident. Second, angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection, which we denote like angle I is equal to angle R. So this helps us to understand the phenomena of reflection which is occurred by the mirror, and also help in the image formations of a spherical mirror, convex or concave mirror. So next thing that is very important, you also learn about the basic six like a luminous objects and non-luminous objects. Luminous objects are those objects which emits their own lights, by which we light is emitted from there. So when this light falls on any objects and the object behave, the behavior of objects define the objects three types. If the objects obstruct the path of the light fully, so that kind of object is opaque objects. And when it's allow a little bit light or half light, partially light, so it is a translucent material. And if allow all lights, so that is the transparent objects that you study in your earlier classes. Non-luminous objects are those objects which not emits their own lights. Now let's take the example based luminous and non-luminous objects. Luminous objects examples are which emits your own light, like a sun, star, like bulb, candle. These are taking as an example of luminous. And non-luminous are those objects which only reflects their light. They don't have it's your own light. Like reflection occurred on any surface, any objects, like a regular life, regular daily life, like a table and moon. It's not have their your own light. It's only reflected. Okay. The next thing is important to understand how you understand these things. This is a test of also these topics. You understand very well or not. You understand law of incidence, law of reflection very well by this example. And also this is our next topics. Types of reflections. Types of reflection. Generally, it is first regular reflection and second diffuse, or you can say that irregular reflection. So, what is the regular reflection and diffuse reflection? Well, let's see this. Suppose this is your plane mirror and polish on the outsides and the bottom sides M and dash, and you know that the light is traveling this beam of light, not a single light. So when a light is incident at any angle on the surface, this is the first ray, this is the second ray, and this is the third ray. There are so many are. So how light is reflected? You know that normal is an imaginary line which is perpendicular to the mirror, and at the same angle it is reflected back according to the law of reflection, and also all lie in the same plane. So two law is followed here in the regular reflection. Now the question is this, let's see first the surface. Suppose your surface is like this. This is the rough surface and microscopic zoom of any objects. And now understand, if your light is incident at the same angle, you know light is always travel in the same, so it is same. You understand that it is strike on the same angle but not a same plane surface every time. So what will happen? The angle formation with the according to the surface, you know the first thing is normal you have to draw here. So where you drawn, you know that the normal will be perpendicular, would be perpendicular to the surface. So you can draw perpendicular. So what will happen and how will you draw it? So according to this, looks, this is a 90, and according to this surface, now zoom it, now understand where we draw the normal here. So it looks like this. So normal will be like this. Okay, and here simply this. So my question is this angle of incidence, so angle between the normal and the incident ray, is also same in this case? Understand? Tell me. Most of this you are thinking about this. At this time, angle of incidence is not equal to the angle of reflection. But the answer is wrong. Why it is not? Why is your answer wrong? But you are not concentrate this term, the laws. You know that. There are so many things like postulates, like a theory, theorem, and laws. Laws are something which is fixed or determined by after lots of theorem. So it's particularly proved everywhere, accepted everywhere. So it must be equal here also. So let's have a look how is it possible. Now you draw normal, it help you most of the student. If you draw the normal, so the incident after reflection, the light is behaving on the surface and surface making same angle I, in this case angle I is equal to angle R. In this case, due to surface, it's reflected like this, but in the same medium, like it is reflected through here to here and not going forward because the surface is rough, it's come in the path. So in that case also angle I is equal to angle R, angle of reflection is equal to angle of reflection, angle of incidence, and the last case, which is similar to the first one, angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So this is the basic thing. Now what is the next important things is the spherical mirror. So our next topic is a spherical mirror. So what you need to do, just remember the terminology related to the spherical mirror. And what is the spherical mirror? It's depend upon the surfaces. Due to the surface there are two types, concave and convex mirror. Student always have a doubt about what kind of mirror, how they learn it, which is easy, which we understand further. Okay, note down.